What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. This is day 14, 48 days with the 48 laws. Um, you can pick up your copy of the book in the link in the description below. It's an affiliate link. I will get a little bit of a perk for it, but if you're getting any value from these videos, excuse me, been sick a little bit. Please support, pick it up, and that's the way you're going to get the most value out of this whole series. So without further ado, I'll jump right in it. Law number 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy, judgment. Knowing about your rival is critical. Use spies to gather valuable information that will keep you a step ahead. Better still, play the spy yourself. In polite social encounters, learn to probe, ask indirect questions to get people to reveal their weaknesses and intentions. There is no occasion that is not an opportunity for artful spying. So there's really only one main story that was thrown in here, and then he throws in my favorite character, Talleyrand. So very happy about that. But basically, the first story is about in the early 1900s, Joseph Dubin. He was an amazing art seller. He's trying to sell everybody, and I think the guy's name was Mellon, Andrew Mellon. He was trying to sell this guy. Basically, he sold a bunch of rich millionaires. Or Andrew Mellon guy hated Joseph Duvin's reputation, and through a friend that had some kind of degrees of connection to Andrew Mellon, he basically found out that he didn't like him at all. He didn't like his reputation. He just didn't like anything he really stood for. So what Joseph Dubin did was basically told his friend, he's actually going to buy from me, and I'm going to be the only art dealer he's going to buy from. So what he did was he hired a bunch of people that were working for Andrew Mellon, and he hired them as spies. So he basically picked up over the course of like a couple years everything about this guy. He knew him almost better than his wife would have even known him. His taste, everything. So basically, one time he choreographs a chance encounter where they both are going to a hotel. He makes friends with his valet and hires his valet to meet the other valet, and then basically organizes it so that they both get into the car at the same time, going to the same art gallery. He brings them there. He starts off with conversation, and they happen to be going to the same place, but he set this whole thing up, and basically when they get to the gallery, he is speaking in a way that would ingratiate himself into Andrew Mellon's kind of idea of wanting him as a friend, and then his taste in art and the way he described it, everything to the T, was exactly what Mellon wanted. Then Mellon later went to his store, and then he sees his whole collection, and his whole collection reflects things that he would want to buy. So then at this point, afterwards, basically Andrew Mellon becomes one of his best purchasers and best clients, and buys a lot of stuff from him over the years. So basically all Duveen did was he set up a bunch of spies, had a bunch of people that were very close to them, put them on his payroll, and he actually did this to a lot of millionaires, as Robert Greene kind of depicts later. And what this did was basically put him in a position where he knew everything that made this guy tick. So he knew exactly how to present himself, exactly what art he should have in his collection, and exactly the things he should say when they're at the gallery to make it appear as them having very, very similar tastes, and having Andrew Mellon's original opinion through public speculation kind of override all that by the in-person, in the flesh meeting, where it seems like he holds all the same values and understandings in terms of art as Andrew Mellon did. So that was his way. One thing Robert Greene makes very clear is that when you do hire other people to do it, it is a lot more risky. What you want to do is you actually want to be the spy, because what if you hire somebody and they suck at spying, and basically they blow your cover and they reveal the spy? Then you're going to look like an idiot. Or maybe they get wrong information, or maybe people find them and later they become like a double agent, where they are now spying on you because they got caught spying. So now they've been flipped on you, and now you're getting false information from the other side. So when you're hiring other people, it's always a little bit more risky than doing it yourself. Talleyrand was somebody that was very good at this. One thing you would want to do, and this is like pretty much, this is something that's good for a lot of different things. I know in sales this is very important because you want to learn how to sell the other person. It's kind of goes back to that always say less than necessary law number 4, because when you're a spy, you don't want to talk that much. You want to have friendly conversation and somehow get them to divulge a bunch of information. And that was Talleyrand's big, what he was known for. Everybody thought he was a great conversationalist, but generally he didn't really speak much. He would just he knew how to hold a conversation and keep you talking and keep you divulging your secrets and valuable information that he wanted. Now, one thing he also does caution about is that you don't want to look like, one, you don't want to get caught, and then 2, you don't want to look like the conversation is all about gaining valuable information. You want to hide this over the cover of friendly, kind of light conversation, and it just kind of naturally, organically comes up. He names a few other ways that you can do it, like testing people. I think he talked about a Persian king that basically he would go up to people in his court and go, he sees that 2 courtiers are very friendly, he'll go up to one and say, person number 2, I found that he's a traitor, I'm going to go kill him. And then he would observe, see how they reacted to the information. If none of them reacted differently to the king, then he knew that the first person he told actually was trustworthy, and he'd promote that person. If person number 2 started to actually act aloof and hesitant and tense around the king, he knew that he divulged the information, and he would actually banish them from the kingdom. And that was just his way. So you can test people to find it out. You can also give a false or a lower, and this is something I learned a lot in communication. It's about reciprocation and divulging of information. And I'll kind of put my own hesitation here because this is something that I've learned, and I've actually been experienced it after learning about it. But basically, if you give out information to somebody else, like and that's just kind of how our psychology works. If I tell you a secret about me, psychologically, I'm kind of going to expect you to give me a secret about you, and that's going to you're going to feel that too. It's a tacit kind of idea that we both understand, or behavior or norm that goes on when you talk. So if you kind of divulge something that seems like a secret to you, somebody will give you a real secret back to you. The only thing I will say, that if you become somebody that constantly is giving secrets out, whether they're real or not, other people will also kind of get turned off by you, because they're going to feel obligated to keep reciprocating secrets back. And if they're not a person that likes to give their secrets, they're going to feel like either you're fucking crazy, or why are you telling me all this? Or they're just kind of going to be a little bit off put and just feel awkward. But generally, it's kind of going to be around why are you telling me all this? And this has happened to me definitely while I was a server. I've met a lot of girls that told me a lot of weird shit about themselves that I have no idea why they felt comfortable telling me that kind of stuff. But I digress. The last part in the reversal really wasn't a real reversal. This whole thing was kind of about the fact that you want to hide the truth. You want to hide it in lies, because you never want people to be able to really spy on you. So you have to be wary on the other side, that just as you should be spying on people, they have the complete power to spy on you. So you want to hide things around lies. And he told this story about Nazi Germany, that they would lay siege and had a bunch of bombings on England. And it always seemed that they were aiming for capital cities, but they're always a couple miles off. And they'd end up bombing small suburbs or pastures and cows. And at the end, it pretty much seemed like they were just attacking livestock and just random open land. But what actually happened was the Germans put out their own spies to find out where these cities were, where to drop the bombs. But their spies actually got caught, and the Europeans basically forced them into being a double agent and basically gave false information over to Germany. So they're actually relying on information that was false. And this is where it kind of goes back to what I was saying before. It's best if you can do your spying in that situation. Obviously, it's like impractical for the army general to do all of the spying both ways. But in that case, they got caught and now they became a double agent. Now they're acting on information that's completely wrong. And they were doing it for a long duration. And basically, they wasted a lot of effort, money, ammunition, and time attacking and bombing what they thought were major cities and turned out to be primarily just livestock. But that's it for this one. If you want to pick up a copy, it's in the link in the description below. 48 Days with the 48 Laws. It is an affiliate link, but if you're getting any value from this, please pick it up. Please support your boy. Until next time, it's Devin Coates. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.